Welcome to Nac Edition. I'm Cheyenne Gibbs.
And I'm Alex Davis.
On today's show, we visit with Nickel Reddy from Macklemore's Ale House, take a look at the historic Caddo Mounds, and much more. We begin today with a developing story. Yesterday, a woman opened fire at YouTube headquarters in San Bruno, California, shooting 3 people, one of whom is in critical condition, before killing herself. Authorities say the shooter's name is Nasim Najafi Agdam, but her motive is still unclear. Many YouTube employees who were on the campus during the shooting took to social media to describe the situation. Todd Sherman, a product manager for YouTube, took to Twitter, describing his thoughts. Quote, "At that point, every new person I saw was a potential shooter. Someone else said that the person shot out the back doors and then shot themselves. I looked down and saw blood drips on the floor and the stairs, peeked around for threats, and then headed downstairs and out the front." This shooting at YouTube headquarters comes after protests around the country for gun control reform. On March 24th, millions of citizens took to the streets of Washington, D.C. to push for gun control legislation. But it wasn't just in Washington. Protests all around the country took place, including here in Nacogdoches. Nac Edition reporter Samaria Boyd has more.
Wednesday, February 14th, 2018, changed the lives of students and faculty of Stoneman Douglas High School, where alleged gunman Nicholas Cruz entered the high school and killed 17 people. The survivors were moved by the deaths of their peers, thus creating a movement called March for Our Lives. On March 24th, around 800,000 people across the country went out to march in solidarity with these victims. These marches were in lieu of the gun violence epidemic in America. Nacogdoches also held their own rally against gun violence at the courthouse. Although it was small, we heard from big voices.
So the March for Our Lives was a student-led march that was, again, created by students, actually high school students, that other high school students and other college students mocked. Essentially, it was a march, or in Nacogdoches we had it as a rally, to show our community and to show our school and to show whoever really was watching Nacogdoches that we care about gun violence and that we want to put an end to it.
When the rally concluded, attendees stuck around for a candlelight vigil and light brigade, where the song Shine, written and performed by the survivors of the shooting, rang through the air. Although a somber experience, many hope that the message reaches the hearts of lawmakers.
Like several movements throughout history and several marches throughout history, we don't want it to just be a march that happened, on March 24, 2018.
For Nac Edition, I'm Samaria Boyd.
The Street says that a new barbecue place has opened up on SFA's campus this week. In replacement of the previous restaurant Zoka, Bad Axe Barbecue has sparked the interest and taste buds of many students. Similar to Zoka, you build your order on a slip of paper and bring it up to the cashier. They have selections such as smoked sausage, brisket, and pulled pork. They are opened Monday through Friday until they run out. So get your plate or sandwich while you still can before Zoka may make a potential return. Judging from this face, it's going to have a hard time for a comeback.
Exciting news for East Texans. Shelbyville native and American Idol contestant Cade Foner is moving on to the round of 24 on American Idol. He sang Kaleo's hit song No Good during the showcase round. The judges wasted no time informing Foner that he advanced to the next round. American Idol will return on Monday.
This week is Diversity Week here at SFA, and the Office of Multicultural Affairs has events all week to promote cultural awareness. Monday's event kicked off the week with the Diversity Festival on Student Center Plaza. The festival featured tables set up from different student organizations, as well as some live music. Some organizations were selling food and handmade goods, while others, like the Muslim Students Association, were giving out free bookmarks that they would write your name on in Arabic. This event, along with all the other events held this week, was a great way to let people learn about other cultures and have a great time while doing so.
The White House had their 140th Easter egg roll on Monday, April 2nd. The first Easter egg roll took place in 1878 and was hosted by President Rutherford B. Hayes. This event included a huge variety of events and crafts such as illustrated egg cutouts from each state, an egg roll, card coloring for American service members, live music performances, and White House officials reading stories to children in their very own Reading Nook station. This is a fun event for families where they get to be together, celebrate, and most importantly, have fun.
Stephen F. Austin State University will honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on April 4th. The university's official Twitter account tweeted that the tower bell will ring 39 times to mark the years Dr. King was alive. King was shot and killed on April 4th, 1968 in Memphis, Tennessee. Nacogdoches is getting a new restaurant, Macklemore's Ale House and Bistro, which opened in 2014, is already expanding by opening a sister restaurant called Barkeep's Eatery and Taps in the building where Chez Swan Asian Restaurant used to be. The restaurant will focus on Asian fusion cuisine and offer a large selection of craft beers on tap. The opening date is still yet unknown, but today in studio we have the owner of Macklemore's, Nickel Reddy, and in our next segment we will be able to take a deeper look into what to expect from the new restaurant, so make sure you stay tuned and we'll be right back.
Welcome back. Today in studio with us, we have the owner of Macklemore's, Nickel Reddy. How are you today?
Good. Thanks for having me, guys.
Oh, thank you for coming. Okay, so you own Macklemore's, and now you've got Barkeeps opening up. What made you want to open a sister restaurant?
Well, there is definitely more that this town needed as far as like different types of foods and stuff. And with Macklemore's, we kind of did the basics as American with a little bit of Spanish flair in there. But with the new place, I mean, obviously in this town, there's not much Asian cuisine or Indian cuisine for that. So we decided, as like my background obviously is Indian, so we decided, me and my mom were like, we always wanted to open up a restaurant together, and then like it finally happened, and we finally had time after Macklemore's kind of settled in. So now we decided, hey, we might as well try. I mean, we knew that the market was there, but at the same time, we don't know how to exactly like, you know, jump into it. So that's why we're kind of doing like a little Asian fusion, just so we can hit all the like major like foods from like that region at the same time. Have it like able for like more American people to like try it more easier, you know. So I mean, we did that, and so the fusion part is like during the week we're gonna do more of like easier to eat, like you can eat it like in tacos and pizzas and stuff like that, and then like the weekend we'll have more authentic flavors and more authentic dishes.
Okay, so expanding the taste of the Nacogdoches community, that's very admirable.
What has been the hardest part of opening up another business?
It's like the construction part. Like they're taking their sweetest time to do everything, and everybody that goes in, as far as like ordering the equipment and all that stuff, it's just like every little piece is coming in week by week, and everything won't be there like at the exact time that you want it to be. So like you can't really put a date on everything. So I'm trying to hurry, and they're trying to hurry, and it's just you know, a big headache. But
Okay,
it's
so the
coming
date's
together.
still unsure?
No later than May. We're trying to do by the end of this month, but I don't want to say an exact date, and like, you know, so, but no later than May for sure.
So do you expect it to kind of have the same amount of people that come to Max kind of coming to Barkeeps? Do you expect that same kind of crowd?
Yeah, definitely, because we have a very big crowd that comes to Max already, so obviously we're going to use that to try to like build on this restaurant. I hope the same people will come, but we are there for everybody to come, like here in Lufkin and everywhere, just so everybody can try, have different flavors and stuff.
What brings you to Nacogdoches in particular? What made you want to cater to this particular
Okay, so
demographic?
basically I grew up in Nacogdoches. I lived here for my whole life, and then I ended up going to college in San Antonio. My goal was never to come back and do anything in Nacogdoches. It was more of the fact that I wanted to go and do other stuff in bigger cities. It just kind of happened that the summer that I came back from college, we had the same accountant as the building for Max, and they kind of told us about it, and like it was always been in the back of my head that I wanted to do like a restaurant or something, but I probably shouldn't have done it right off the back. But I did it, and I convinced my parents. I was like, hey, let me just try it. Like, if we'll just sign like a very small amount of lease, and if it doesn't go well, we can always go and do something else. But here we are 4 years later, and opening up a second restaurant. So that turned out pretty well, I guess.
Right. You mentioned you shouldn't have done it right off the bat. What makes you say that?
Well, you know, they're all trying to convince me to go get like a 9-to-5 job, like normal people, get like a salary, you know, do all that stuff. Because jumping into like a business like that, you don't know how much money it's going to cost, how much money you're going to lose. There's always like the ifs, you know. So I convinced them, and I paid them back, and so.
Well, now you're opening a second restaurant. It seems to have
So,
worked out pretty
yeah.
well for you. Living the dream.
Definitely. I feel like Macklemore's is definitely like a big local spot, so I feel like the popularity will keep going.
Right.
So,
Yeah, that's what we hope. Yeah.
yeah. What else was I going to ask? I was going to see when it comes to like the atmosphere at Max, like the live music and like the different beer taps. Will you like are there going to be different beer taps at the new place?
Yeah. So we're putting in 28 beer taps over there, and then we're also going to be known as a whiskey and scotch bar as well. And basically, we're going for the same clientele in the crowd. We just might not be able to do the live music to start with, just because it's a very large building and it's kind of awkward, the spaces. But we are planning on building a patio this summer in the back, and then we're going to do like jazz on the patio and different stuff more on the patio. Because the two sections in the new building of Barkeeps, it's like sectioned off to where like if you set somebody up, there's no really way for everybody to hear. So as far as like the music on the speakers and stuff, it'll be very chill. Like there'll be TVs everywhere. Be very like adaptable as far as Max.
Where does the name Barkeeps come from?
So to think of names for restaurants is just crazy. It took me like 6 months to think of Macklemore's. But this one, so basically this one, I had this name written down. I might have written it in my iPhone notes maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. And then had like a piece of paper and we're like running through names left and right. And like literally like the day before I sent it in, I like threw that piece of paper away and I just pulled out my phone and I saw that I wrote that down and I just turned that in and I was like, let's just do this.
So that one just called out to
Yeah.
you.
Basically, I mean, we weren't really trying to name it like an Asian per se place, so everybody can have the opportunity to come try it without like being afraid unless if you say Asian in the name. So that's kind of all we kind of kept it similar to Max as far as like the sign and stuff like that.
Okay, so you talked about the more authentic foods that y'all would have on the weekend. What kind of stuff would that include?
So basically, okay, so my mom wanted to come in and work with me, and I told her, I don't think that really worked well just because, you know, working with family. So she came up with this plan of saying, why don't I just come in on Thursdays and we'll like set aside like 3 dishes every week, and we'll make like a bunch to sell for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then when it runs out, it runs out. So basically, like anything, like any types of meats or vegetables or whatever, she's gonna like have 3 random ones every week, and basically she's like, oh, we're gonna put them on the menu. So we'll have like an option of a vegetarian one, a meat one, and then maybe one just like random one. So.
What part of it is going to be, are you most excited for people to see?
Really the renovations to the place. We did a lot of work on the inside, and we kind of like made it to where it's more adaptable for like the new age of people who are going and drinking. So it's very open, it's very new, it's very, I don't know, it says Nac Edition as soon as you walk in it. So you'll see whenever y'all have a chance to go in.
And how do you plan on advertising and marketing the restaurant?
So I kind of told myself the only marketing and advertising that I'll ever do for Max and Barkeeps is just through like students and like friends. So I'll never like go out and about and do like other stuff like for like just like random magazines and stuff that I never really see. So I rather spend more money towards the students to help them, like, you know, with their futures and stuff.
Okay, so you're relying more on word of mouth.
Right.
I think it works. I definitely heard of Max from other people.
Right, I mean, and we're pretty on social media. We're there on all day long, and we've learned in the past like magazines and radios and all this stuff. Like only so many people hear that kind of stuff. So social media is the key.
No, you're right, and its proximity to campus gets people to really already know that it exists, and people get
stuff
curious.
Like this and stuff with SFA radios and stuff like that, that helps a lot as well.
So is social media where people can find like updates on the progress of Barkeeps, and there's going to be a date posted?
Yeah,
eventually?
we're actually going to do like some contests for like soft openings and stuff to see like if somebody likes it first, like they can come and we'll like cut it off at like 20 or 30 people, but we'll do like different kinds of stuff definitely on both of our pages.
All right, that's awesome. Well, I guess that's all the time we have for today. Thanks so much for
Thank
coming
you,
in.
yeah,
This was
appreciate
so
having us,
fascinating. I
yeah.
can't wait to go there.
For sure.
Coming up, we take a look at the news and sports, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back to Nac Edition. I'm Logan Ward. It is now spring. Flowers are blooming, pollen is everywhere, and baseball is in full swing. You see what I did there? Major League Baseball started their regular season on March 29th with a full slate of games. The defending World Series champions Houston Astros started their title defense with a Lone Star showdown with the Texas Rangers. The Astros started the year with a 4-1 win over their cross-state rivals and finished the series with a 3-1 record. The defending National League champion Los Angeles Dodgers also played their cross-state rival San Francisco Giants. the Dodgers lost the first 2 games of the year, but bounced back to split the opening series 2-2. And while the Houston Astros are the defending champs, I don't think there's anybody getting more early season hype than the New York Yankees, who have seemed to have the pickup of the offseason when they received Giancarlo Stanton. Stanton homered twice in the Yankees' opening day win against the Toronto Blue Jays. But at his first game in New York, he struck out 5 times, and the New York faithful made sure that he heard the boos. The Villanova Wildcats are champions once again. The Wildcats defeated the Michigan Wolverines on Monday, April 2nd, 79-62. This is their second national championship in 3 years. They also won in 2016. The Wildcats dominated the Final Four with a record 28 three-point shots made and cruised to the national title. Villanova finished the season with a 36-4 record and broke the all-time record for most three-point shots in a single season. Well, with the 2018 college basketball season officially in the books, I thought it would be appropriate to take a look back at the SFA Lumberjacks season and preview what is in store for the Jacks in 2019.
The 2017-18 season was, by most standards, a success. The Lumberjacks began by playing a tough non-conference schedule, which included the first ever win against an SEC opponent when the Jacks defeated LSU. They followed that win with a strong effort against Missouri, despite falling 82-81 to the Tigers. But once Southland Conference play started, the Jacks were back to their usual winning ways. Although finishing as the 3rd seed with a 14-4 record, SFA felt confident heading into the conference tournament, needing to win 3 games in 3 days. And they did just that. Following wins against Central Arkansas and the 2nd-seeded Nichols, SFA played the top seed Southeastern Louisiana for the Southland Conference Championship. The Jacks, led by tournament MVP TJ Holyfield, defeated Southeastern to claim their 4th conference title in 5 years. They also punched their ticket to the Big Dance, where they faced 3rd seed Texas Tech in the first round. Despite leading at halftime, SFA went cold shooting the ball in the second half and eventually lost to the Red Raiders.
Texas Tech. And look at look at Francis trying to deny. Harris to beat the halftime. And meantime, the Texas Tech Red Raiders moving on to the round of 32.
The thing I think that they did was we've been living off everybody else that had been before us. The players and coaches that had come before us. I think my staff and the current players on our team kind of created our own, a little bit of our own legacy.
Coach Keller in this program is now looking to add to their legacy by adding Minnesota transfer Devontae Fitzgerald and incoming freshmen Jock Hughes and Mitchell Sorrell to the 2018-19 roster. So don't worry, Lumberjacks fans, SFA basketball is in a great place.
Along with the players that they are bringing in this offseason, the Jacks are returning 9 players from this season. Well, it is that time of year again, golf fans. The 2018 Masters start this week. Defending champion Sergio Garcia looks to repeat as champion, but has a tough road ahead with Jordan Spieth, Rory McIlroy, and Dustin Johnson leading the prediction list. But there's one guy that everyone will be watching for, and that is Tiger Woods. The 4-time Master champion is back in the field for the first time since 2015. Some people are expecting big things from Tiger Woods since he has played well so far during this season's PGA Tour. Rory McIlroy also, he's looking to become just one of the 5 people to ever win every major if he can win the Masters this year. The first round starts March 5th. Alex and Cheyenne, back to you.
Happy birthday to the late, great Maya Angelou. Today she would have turned 90 years old. During her life, she received many honors, which include 2 NAACP Image Awards for Outstanding Literary Work in 2005 and 2009. While she's most popular for her poetry, her repertoire includes dancing, screenwriting, and acting. After experiencing health issues, Angelou died at her home in Winston-Salem, North Carolina in May of 2014. That has been this episode of Nac Edition. I'm Alex Davis.
And I'm Cheyenne Gibbs. Have a wonderful day.